Happy Pride! It's summer, the shirts are off, or at least the arms are out, and people are celebrating their rainbow hearts. Maybe you celebrated in a parade, or in a social media post, or in donating to an LGBTQ organization, but this is a time of year where we consciously choose to acknowledge the presence of LGBTQ plus individuals in society, the contributions they've made, and what being proud means to you. So hey, nice to meet you. If we haven't met each other before, my name is Kay. I'm an ecstatic spiritual life coach, author of the books Journey to the Ecstatic Self, a workbook for settling into your skin, cultivating authenticity, and reconnecting with your radiant self, and my recently out fantasy memoir, I Dreamt of Flight. And if you haven't yet, please do take a moment, hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it to be alerted about upcoming videos that I post. So what does pride mean to you? Is it just a chance to take your top off, wiggle your titties about, put rainbow colors in your hair, and get laid? If that's the case, mazel tov to you. Celebrate, live girl, have a great time. But in recent years, there's been a pushback against this idea of Pride being such a corporate, such a sponsored, such a rainbow-filled event. And it's asking, well, what does Pride actually mean? What does it mean to be somebody who is genuinely proud of who you are? Is it a declamatory marching in the street? Is it a quiet sort of observance in your own home, in your own heart? Like, what does Pride mean to you? And are you using Pride Month as an opportunity to learn more about LGBTQ history? Are you using it as an opportunity to read about people like Harvey Milk, Marsha P. Johnson, Alan Turing, most of the artists that we celebrate by hanging and displaying in museums, RuPaul Charles, whoever, people that have made a difference in gay history? And my husband was saying to me the other day, it's really a shame that we don't treat Pride Month similar to how we do Black History Month, where it's not just a chance to go fuck, but it's a chance to actually remember the journey we've been on, to remember where we've come from, to remember where we're going. It's because so much has happened in the LGBTQ world in just the last 50 years. I mean, within the lifespan of my parents, we went from gays being basically invisible, things that were not talked about, were not seen, to becoming visible, to the Stonewall riots, to watching ballroom culture emerge, to watching people being unapologetic and coming out of the closet, to the AIDS crisis, to marriage equality. All of these things have happened in a very compressed amount of time. Are you taking time to become aware of your queer heritage? Are you taking time to study the individuals who have made a difference, who have fought for the rights of inclusion, who have fought for people to have space where they don't feel like they have to disappear, where they have to kill themselves because there's no space for them in this world? And then also internally, are you taking time to really sit with your idea of what does it mean to be a proud individual, regardless of where you fall on the sexuality or gender spectrums? Have you embraced what pride means to you? And there's several people that I work with one-on-one who, because of their careers, have opted not to come out. That if they were to publicly acknowledge their LGBTQ status, they would either be removed from their jobs or diminished in the eyes of their community, and that's something that they have to reckon with. And so one of the things I make clear to them is that sometimes it's not in the best interest for everybody to come out to everyone. If your family is going to disown you, it might not be in your best interest. But what is important is, have you worked through your own level of shame around it? And it's not just one level. The many, many varied and overlapping and contradictory levels of shame that exist within all of us. Have you reached a point where you genuinely feel proud of who you are, regardless of whether or not you disclose it with the world, but do you feel a sense of pride in saying, I am beautiful, I am whole, I am complete, I am the way that I am meant to be, I am made in God's image, if you believe in that, to say, I am perfect. I shouldn't be any other way. That being heteronormative, being straight, being gender normal is not better than being queer. That to be different, to be odd, to be strange, to be divergent, to be whatever is beautiful and sacred and magical, and that's where all the juicy stuff lives. That's what's a wonderful thing to be. Have you reached a point of feeling deep pride in yourself, regardless of how out you are in the world? And yes, I think it's great if you live in a place where you can be out, where you don't have to sacrifice your livelihood, you don't have to sacrifice your family or your friend network to be out, because That is a very, very difficult thing to do, and maybe not in the best interest of everyone. But do I wish everyone could? Absolutely. Do I realize that's not the reality of the situation? Yeah. Do I wish that everybody could have adequate access to healthcare? Yeah. Do I wish everybody had adequate access to money that they could live on? Yeah. Do I wish everyone had access to housing that was stable and comfortable? Yeah. But again, that's not the reality of this country and this time and this place we live. So what does pride mean to you? Does it mean dancing in the street with a feathered boa? Does it mean dressing up in drag? Does it mean staying out all night dancing and getting high? That could be what you celebrate your identity with. And that was a big part of the pro-sexual movement right before the AIDS crisis, of saying we are different because of our sexual desire and our sexual behavior, and it's beautiful and it's amazing and it's sexy, and don't shame us because of it. Like, cool. If that's your version of pride, go for it. But not everybody's looks that way. To quote the comedian Hannah Gadsby, who I absolutely love and is probably one of my spirit animals, she says, "My kind of celebration is the quiet noise of a cup finding its place on a saucer. Clink." Like, I relate to that. I relate to that. She shares a story about being a young person growing up in Tasmania and watching the Sydney Mardi Gras parade, which is a very gay parade, and her watching on TV and saying, "Oh, those are my people. Oh, they're busy. They're quite busy. There's an enormous pressure on my people to demonstrate their pride through partying. Where do the quiet gays go? Where are they?" And I so relate to that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of crowds. I don't like being in direct sunlight. I don't like warm temperatures. I don't like bodies pressed against me. While I can enjoy touch, I don't generally enjoy touch from everybody, so not my favorite sort of situation. Just because I don't want to go get sweaty on a big giant naked twister game right now with people I don't know doesn't mean I'm any less proud. And subject to change. Who knows? A year from now you'll probably find a picture of me on the internet at a naked twister party. We're always changing, we're always growing, we're always evolving. But the point is, pride doesn't look any one way. You can be a proud, peacock, rainbow individual and demonstrate it unlike anyone else. But are you taking time to learn about your heritage, to celebrate where you come from, and to celebrate everything that you are? Because that's what this Pride Month should be all about. Thank you for being you. Thank you for your time, heart, and energy. Thank you for your gayness, your queerness, your gender not normalness. You make the world a more colorful, beautiful, sacred space. And I hope you celebrate it. Blessings to you.